And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It's Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. Hope you're having a good day. I haven't mentioned in a few days, just letting you know, my father, 8, 9, 10 days ago, we thought we were having a funeral. That's how bad it was. The doctor had looked at me, and he basically was be prepared type of thing. They brought a rabbi into the hospital room. The next day, he was recovering from pneumonia and fluid on his lungs. And a day later, they said, "You're going home." And the doctor said to me, "This is the strongest man I've ever met." But 93, frail. Brain still works very well. Body, just very rough. You understand where I'm coming from. But we have we lucked out. We have two magnificent caretakers. Magnificent. Can't do enough. And when I'm there, every time I try to lift with a hand, no. Will do. They won't let me do a thing. So we're covered. My brother is there, and I'm up just about. I'm flying up tomorrow night. So just wanted to let you know, and as we have said before, we thank you so much for all the kind words and the prayers and all the emails we received. And we segue. In case you don't know, this is serious talk on everything that affects you. We'll do the markets. 100 days of President Trump. Tariffs, debt and deficits, the Marxist Party, who, by the way, is such a comedy act these days. Watching them talk about, we've got to message people better. We've got to send our message better. We're not marketing ourselves well. I thought the Republican Party's bad. These people are just a bunch of morons. Let's see. Wanting to raise taxes on everything that moves, completely open borders and never said a word. Can I continue? Soft on crime. Get judges letting people out after 40 times being arrested. Blue cities being destroyed. But it's our message. Just morons. Absolute morons. But today, we're going to do 100 days of Trump. And as you know, let me tell you what I saw today. I saw the Trumpians. He's the greatest, he's the greatest, he's the greatest, he's the greatest. Don't worry about the short term. I know there's some blips. You got to think long term. And you people that think short term, come on, what's the matter with you? And the markets, don't worry about the markets. They'll just be fine. Yeah, we know they crash, but. And of course, then there's the Marxist Party. You know what they were saying today? Hitler, the Fuhrer, the Nazis. It's so fun to watch. But you know what you get from us? Unvarnished, no biased. We're in nobody's tank. We don't care about anybody. We care about policy. You know what I care about with Donald Trump? He's got great golf courses. Just about the greatest golf course I ever played was Trump Scotland. Magnificent. Now, I've also played Turnberry, but he bought Turnberry in Scotland. Anyway, what can I tell you? So in a couple of minutes, the first 100 days, we grade them without any bias. If you do not get this radio show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com. We'll also post it on our Twitter feed, which is now X. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. And if you'd like to email us, just be nice. And by the way, I never block people on X. I block 2 people. What I won't take, you know these people that show no face and no name, yet they jump down your throat like, yeah, I'm going to engage these people. They have 8 followers. Hey, Gary. You know what my line is, right? You know the line, right? Anyway, that is that. So, my grades. Well, you already know about the border. I give them an A+++++. If there was a higher number than 100, I would give it to him. Simple as that. And as I have said to you, this is not just about closing borders. It is about saving lives. Lives are being saved. People were dying crossing the river. People were dying in the back of trucks. Children missing. And it just tells you what a sleazy, slimy, scummy President Joe Biden was, because he left it open on purpose, and tells you what a sleazy, slimy, scummy Vice President Kamala Harris is, along with the media who tried to tell you, just remember what they did. Oh, she wasn't the border czar. Do you know, I think it was CBS that had a reporter 2-3 years ago saying, border czar Kamala Harris, and they came out and said, she was never the border czar. Yet there's a video of themselves saying it, and they still don't care. So they left that open on purpose. I will never forgive them for that. Ever. On purpose. And their Homeland Security guy, Mayorkas, kept saying it was secure. Biden said it was secure. Kamala Harris said it was secure. And then Mayorkas actually came out and said, well, kind of like, we're not sure where some people are. Up yours. Anyway, President Trump gets 100+ on the border. On the deportations. I got a number today on the deportations. Let me see if I can find it. 65,682 illegal immigrants were removed within Trump's first 100 days. That's coming from the Department of Homeland Security. I saw that Michelle Obama was complaining about these deportations. Yet Barack Obama deported over 3 million people in 4 years. Interesting, huh? No hypocrisy out there, right? So I'm good with deportations. I'll tell you what I'm not happy with. I don't like mass. They have admitted they deported some people that should not be deported. And I guess they're going to be people that fall through. But we're also hearing about a 4-year-old with cancer that got deported, and they've admitted to it, yes. The excuse is, well, the 4-year-old wasn't deported, it was the mom. And I'm thinking to myself, politics is marketing. You know that, right? And good policy. The marketing to say, well, it's the mom, when you have a 4-year-old with cancer that was being treated here, you catching my drift on that? They need to do a better job on that. They need to do a better job. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If you correct me, I'll think you're a dope. We're talking about a 4-year-old kid with cancer. And I know it's just one, but there were others. So I think they need to do a better job on deportations. Is that okay? I'll give it an incomplete, but moving the criminals, beautiful. The number one job of an administration is to protect the citizenry. So if you get a bad guy out of here, that is one bad guy gone. So good on that. While Biden was letting them all in and doing nothing about it. The fight for Jewish students, A+. Biden never said a word. Chuck Schumer was out the other day being interviewed by some buzzard, I think in CNN, and actually had the nerve to say, we're fighting for the Jewish students. Chuck Schumer never said a frickin' word while these Jewish students were being threatened and held at these colleges and prevented from walking into school. I give Trump an A+. An A+. Backing of Israel? I give him an A. I want a little room to get the plus. But backing of Israel gets an A. The trying, and not easy, at least trying to stop the Ukraine-Russia war, I give him an A. Up next, we'll finish it off, because we have some bad marks. And then the markets. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. I give him an A for trying, at least trying to stop the war, Ukraine and Russia. I can certainly tell you it was never going to be easy. This guy Putin's a you-know-what. I give him an F for saying Ukraine started the war. A lie is an F. The president said that. I give him an F for that. Trying to Israel and the terrorists of Hamas to try to get that done shows you how tough it is. For the try, I give him an A. And he's still at it. I've had some people say, he said it would get done in a day. Yeah, he shouldn't have said that. I've got to give an A for effort on that. And hopefully these two things get done going forward. But just remember, they're over there, we're over here. Tariffs. And the messaging of the tariffs. And the changing of the tariffs. And the changing of the number of tariffs. And the products getting tariffs. And the countries getting tariffs. And the size of the tariffs. The percentage of the tariffs. And the changing of the tariffs because markets were making moves. I give him an F. And I would say it to his face. It's an F. I believe it's one of the greatest unforced errors in history on the economy in the short run. I do not want to hear from anyone saying to me, yeah, you got to think long term. Screw. I remember I saw some buzzard on TV. Wall Street, it's Wall Street's fault for going down. No, Wall Street is basically stating that the tariffs are no good. And the reason why the market's coming back? You know why the market's been rallying? Because he's coming off the tariffs. Tariffs down, no tariffs up. Change of tariffs up. And that's what's happening here. The messaging on the tariffs? F. What does that mean? Oh, changing 14 different times. One person saying one thing, another person saying another thing out of the administration. And they should listen to me. I could have remedied all this ages ago. I'm their best friend by critiquing. The enemy is people that just say, yes, sir, you're the greatest, you're the greatest. No. Tariffs suck. And by telling everybody tariffs are paid by the other countries, we know that's not true because all of a sudden the talk is about getting rid of tariffs. Wait a minute, I thought tariffs were great. Gets an F. But I will say this. If he gets rid of them, I will come back and say, we'll change the F to a so-and-so. But we still don't know where he stands. Except to say late in the day today, well, the market started rallying, and then all of a sudden, by accident, it comes out, breaking news, Trump to reportedly unveil more tariff relief. Wait a minute, more tariff relief? But isn't that bad? Tariffs are great. And also that Trump just indicated India, there's some sort of deal. Terrific. I'm rooting for him. I hope it all works out. I will celebrate when we don't have to hear the word tariff ever again. It makes no sense economically. We were 100% right. They have been wrong. The markets were crashing because of them. The market stopped crashing when they got rid of when they went on pause on those moronic, we're going to tariff the whole frickin' world. But I don't know if we're out of the woods yet. We'll see. I see Adidas is raising prices on all U.S. products due to the tariffs. I'm seeing that there's certain... Let me read a couple of things to you. Nah, I don't care about predictions. I want to tell you facts. Let you know that container volumes in California are way, way down. Declined by a third, 33% compared to last year. So there's definite impacts. We'll see. I hope we come out of this. Don't know. I'm rooting them on. Remember, I don't care about personality. I don't care about who. I care about policy for you and I and our families. That's all. I understand the people that love that politician or love that other politician. We don't see these people as celebrities. We don't have stars in our eyes on any politicians. We just want good policy. And we gave Biden a chance, and he just disappointed for 4 years. A lying sack. Well, President Trump has disappointed on one big thing, and his poll numbers have dropped through the ground on it. But on other things, fantastic. Fantastic. Fantastic job on the border. Crime. Trying to fight crime. Though we even said to you, but you pardon the J6 goofs. Wasn't happy about that. So you can see we're very unbiased about this. And we'll see how it goes going forward. All we can tell you right now, it seems they are on a path to less tariffs, some deals getting cut. I want you to remember, every deal that's announced will be the greatest deal in history. They won't be. You got that? But they're going to be the greatest deals in history. All of them will look better and be better for us, but on the margin. It's not going to be big-time stuff. The world is not going to change because of some changes in tariffs on us and around the globe. We'll take whatever we can get. I'm good. But this whole thought process, somebody complained to me today because they were mad at me. Oh, you have no idea. They're changing the structure of this. I got news for you. Our structure's been fantastic. Us. It's been the government that's screwing us up with the $37 trillion of debt. So, those are the grades. We don't give an overall grade. We got to go to differing things. And I hope to meet him one day, and I'll tell him what I think. And maybe he'll smack me in the teeth, I don't know. But I do believe we're his best friend by letting him know. Letting him know what we feel. And we've been right. Before the markets were heading down, we were telling you how bad the tariffs were. And obviously they're starting to agree as they're getting rid of them. All right, up next, we'll hit the markets. Lots to cover. And whatever else, I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. By the way, if you send me an email and you're a jackass, we'll just delete it. If you send me an email and tell me, Gary, disagree, and here's why, gladly read it and answer if you ask a question. We love healthy debate. And if you have a reason why I'm wrong, and maybe I'll agree. Maybe I'll change my mind. But I think the markets really spoke up. What happened today was there was improvement throughout the day, and I even said to the peeps that, yeah, I think somebody's front running this. And by the way, that has been going on. And all of a sudden, the news on India and tariff relief. So the market, Dow was up 300, S&P 32, NASDAQ 95, NASDAQ 100, 117. Transports were still, I finished up 15. The semiconductors were down. That needs to change. And it was just, I would suggest the advanced declines could have been better, but did improve throughout the day. You had some blow-ups, but you had some really good reaction to earnings. And things like Crown, Cork, and Seal, Honeywell, and Sherwin-Williams in the Dow accounted for, 25 times 6, 150, about 170 of the 300 Dow points, everything counts, on their earnings reports. Honeywell and, Sherwin-Williams. And as I said, we have 12 pages of earnings this week. After the close, I haven't looked yet, but I know Starbucks and Booking Holdings and a few others reported, Seagate Tech, and we'll see how it goes. And the rest of the week, let's see. Tomorrow's Visa, I think, reported after the close. I'm really interested in seeing that one, the greatest bookie on earth. It's up about $6 in the aftermarket. That'll be a few Dow points. Very interested in that. And tomorrow's Caterpillar and Western Digital, and then we're going to get Microsoft. Do you know we get Microsoft, Facebook, Qualcomm all the same day? And then I believe we get MasterCard, McDonald's. Oh, here you go. Amazon and Apple after the close on Thursday. That should be fun. Apple's expecting 161 versus 153. Yeah, they'll beat that. By how much, I don't know. So the word is improvement today. And let me state for the record, we're getting near a very important juncture. What do I mean? We're back basically to where the market had that crash. Yeah, exactly. A little bit. But before the market crashed, the market was already in bad shape. You remember that? Before that fateful Thursday and Friday on the doofus tariff announcement on that Wednesday in the Rose Garden that we're tariffing the world. So we're back to that. And of course, we're back to that because they got rid of that tariffing of the world, but it has not been easy. And it has not been what I would call trustworthy, but improvement. So I do believe we're at this important juncture, which just happens to be below the muy importante 50-day moving average, which has been declining. Now, I will tell you, I have seen many times things absolutely fail in and around these areas and turn down. But I must tell you, we've had some pretty good, strong breath days here. Pick up in volume on some decent days. And we'll see what happens from here. We think a chance here. We are going to jump through that 50-day moving average. Doesn't mean we're off to the races, but, and of course, earnings reports will dictate policy. Another area to watch, listen carefully, if JP Morgan can break above the last few days, it looks like that. If Goldman Sachs can get above the 50-day, which is just above, two very important big banks, and of course watch other big banks. They will be of import, but also want to remember, home builders look like crap. Retailers look like crap. All the semis look like crap, though they're trying to improve a little bit. So there's plenty of areas. I just went through auto dealers, yuck. I went through the home builders, yuck. I went through the airlines, cruise lines, yuck. I went through the farm machinery, yuck, though they report earnings, remember that. I went through the hotels, yuck, though Hilton was up $4 today on earnings. But it's $226 and it was $275 about 8 weeks ago. Needs some work. And I'm going to scan the financials, and I'm going to scan, I scanned the insurance. They're okay. They've been kind of had good relative strength all the way down. And of course, we're watching earnings. What's gapping up, what's gapping down. I can tell you that Brinker International, that had been a strong stock, was down $24 today, completely topping out. By the way, on good numbers. Spotify actually was only down $21, but was as low as $50 today. Think it held, but will stay in range for a while. So that was down pretty damn good. But again, on the upside, we mentioned Honeywell and Sherwin-Williams. I think there was a hospital tenant that was up nicely today. And recently we had nice action off of things like Boston Scientific. And we'll see how many more show up as we have 12 pages of earnings this week and probably more than next week. I mean, I got news for you. To keep up on earnings right now, it's not fun. But it is fun when we find leading stocks, which, by the way, Netflix we told you about, up another 16 today. We told you about Palantir, another new relative high today. Take-Two Interactive, another new relative high today. And what were these stocks? They were the strength, hold up the best when the market was cratering. And as soon as the market gets bet, you get the point. Because as we tell you, the market is a race of the strength and the strong, because usually the strong is strong for a reason. And as always, if anything changes, we let you know. Gold. We mentioned yesterday that Barron's had the front cover gold rush. If the GLD breaks below 300, that would probably indicate a pretty good top for now. Right now would be in a normal pullback off of somewhat of a vertical move up. That would be the gold. Gold miners, the same thing. They'll go along for the ride. And of course, if markets do better, gold may do worse. The anti-market trade. But just remember, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, all reporting soon. What have reported already was Tesla. Reported terrible numbers. It's rallying. Do you know why? The market's better, and it's high beta, and Musk is going back there. And we'll see how the rest goes. I have not been able to get that SAP stock that gapped up a few days ago. 3 gaps in a row. It's out of Germany, and it's a pain in the ass. Excuse me, pain in the arse. Because it gaps every day. For all I know, it gaps down 10 tomorrow. We hate that stuff. China, Germany and Europe remain the strength right now. China's not as strong, but looks like we'll see what tomorrow brings. Still below the 50-day, but Europe, I got news for you. For whatever reason, because all I know is we keep hearing on Europe that a bunch of it's in recession. We'll see. And then there's some other news. And again, I'm going to give a little ding on the president. The Canadian elections, the Conservative was a guarantee to win. The Liberal won because Trump attacked Canada. And the polls changed immediately, and now it's good night. Up next, other news of the day. Got some tidbits. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. Hey, thanks for being with us. This is Investor's Edge. Serious talk on everything that affects you, with no bias. We're here for us. We're here for you, not for them. We're just hoping they do the right thing. And when they do great, we applaud them. When they do bad, we rip them. Simple as that. They should be working for us. We shouldn't be working for them. I forgot something on President Trump. He wants to make the tax cuts permanent. He gets an A+++ on that too. Us keeping more of our money, business keeping more of our money, A+++. He wants other tax cuts for for bartenders and waiters and waitresses. I only have one issue. I don't think they've thought that out yet. You know why? What's to keep restaurants for changing everything to those people that everything is tips, including the salary? You know that's going to happen. You know that's going to happen. It's going to be too easy to do. Am I wrong or am I right? And I'm not here to say people are cheaters. I'm just here to say it'd be a little too easy if you ask me. Little too easy. Little too easy. I got to think that over. In the aftermarket, I have noticed, and this is another one that we warned you about, super micro. So accounting problems, all of a sudden don't worry about accounting problems. Everything's great. Everything's wonderful. They just lowered guidance by 2 miles and the stock's getting trashed in the aftermarket. And of course, that is affecting down about 20%. Talking about gross margins, so that's got effect. Okay, Tesla's down Nvidia's down $3 in the aftermarket. Broadcom's down, so they're knocking a few things down here. We'll see if that lasts. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our rules. If it looks like, smells like, tastes like, feels like, it usually is. Supermicro has worried us. We've told everybody wouldn't touch it. You decide for yourselves. And here we go. Way below estimates. Way below. Closed at 36. I got it at 29. Ooh, that's not that good. Anyway, that's in the aftermarket. Other news of the day, if I can find it. I got to tell you, driverless trucks are rolling in Texas, ushering in a new era. Drivers along a 200-mile stretch of I-45 between Dallas and Houston should get ready for something new. The semi-truck in the next lane might not have anyone in the driver's seat. Will you be comfortable with that? I got to tell you, when I get near these big 18-wheelers, whatever they call it, I get past them as quick as I can or I don't go near them. One company, Aurora Innovation, says plans to go completely driverless at the end of the month, a key milestone that promises to reshape the trucking industry. The first autonomous truck is expected to roll down I-45 in the coming days. Oh, man. I'm never getting in one. I'm never getting in one of those Waymos. No, thank you very much. And I know they're out there. I admit it. I was wrong. I said, no way these things will proliferate. It's just like when I said when they started charging for bags on airlines, I said, no way people are going to go for that. It's not going to last. Like 100 billion later. In the news, the White House attacked Amazon early in the day. Supposedly, Amazon had the idea of showing tariffs costs on products, but Amazon said, no, we weren't going to do it. Where did that come from? Well, supposedly, the president called Jeff Bezos, and then afterwards, that's when they said it wasn't going to happen. Not so sure. Anyway, that would have been political. That would have been political. In the news, I just got a little bit of this. I just wanted to let you know, in case you don't know, how government spends your money. 31 cents is checks to Americans. I guess that would be Social Security and other things like that. Help to buy health insurance. By the way, that's 31 cents. Help to buy health insurance, 14 cents. Here's the Shonda. Interest on the national debt, 13 cents. Paying medical bills to health providers, 12 cents. Military wages, 2 cents. Federal law enforcement and operations, 1 cent. And then the rest is 26 cents. Interesting, huh? See those checks to Americans? Why would that have to come out of the budget? Oh, that's why. Because they stole all the Social Security money. Remember what we told you. That money was supposed to go in a lockbox. They told you lockbox, lockbox, lockbox. There's no damn lockbox. The greatest Ponzi scheme of all time. I think most of that's Social Security. Imagine if they did the right thing and all that money was put away. It would not be coming out of our budget anymore. But the scumbags in government gave us the middle finger. And it was a big one. You know those big fingers when you go to a football game? They're usually the index finger. Well, they give you one that's the middle. Anyway, that's how the government spends money. And I love when they say the rest. 26 cents. It's got to be defenses in there, right? They don't list defense on here. Defense is pretty big. Oh, and by the way, they're asking for an extra $150 billion defense spending this year. In case you don't know, in the year 2000, defense spending was $350 million a year. Now it's going to be $1 trillion. And I'm a big believer that, we need to defend the country, but at $1 trillion per year, just something to think about, right? You have a great evening. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better. Tomorrow, I'll be on a flight. You will get my man, Adam Sarhan. We'll be back Thursday and Friday. Have a great one, everybody. Stay well, be well. Go Knicks. Good night.